the coin has been struck. Ladies and gentlemen, the coin has been struck. It is illegal for them to work right now where this is being made. So, but they snuck out and they got me a single strike for a round. And this is the final product. Not the final product, actually. The final coin will have, well, no, I can't call it a coin. The final round will have a rated edge. It is a 49, so very pure, purer than fine silver, 49, silver 1 ounce silver coin with a mirror polish. And if it looks black to you, it's like an optical illusion. It's just so reflective and pure that it has a mirror polish to it. So I've opened up sales again in case you would be interested in getting the coin now that the first one has been struck. And I'm hoping that the COVID restrictions will permit them to complete more of them in the next few weeks, but there's not a set date yet. So I'm hoping to keep the sale going for a couple weeks and let everyone who wants one get one. And that might intersect with the hoodie sale, so I don't know. I'm just trying to make sure that everyone can get one who wants one because they're pretty cool, and I won a bunch. I need to advertise it on boomer TV stations like the presidential round. How would I sell this to boomers? I need to put like Donald Trump on it or some shit. There is actually, since you mentioned that, there's one design that I really like that's funny to me. Here, I'll just show it to you. I see this posted on like websites that do precious metals. It's a silver bar, but it has a depiction of Jesus cleansing the temple, which is from the Gospels. In every one of the Gospels, they retell this story of how Jesus went to one of the temples, and there were all these money lenders there. So he took a cord and he just started beating the out of all the Hebrews who were selling pigeons and exchanging money in the temple. And there's a bunch of boomers who really like this design. And I'm not sure if my little Kiwi coin competes with the cleansing of the temple, or as I like to call it, the temple tantrum. The temple tantrum design. That's pretty cool. This happened on Thursday. A bunch of people started tweeting about this. If you hear about a Freedom phone, for the love of God, don't buy it. It is a cheap piece of shit Chinese phone called a Yumi Digi, and it's like $100 and $200 on the market. But what they're doing is they're installing like their own bullshit operating system, which appears to be a fork of another operating system, so they didn't even really buy it. And then they're like preloading it with like DuckDuckGo and Brave, and then they're selling it for $500. And to sell more of it, they're having all these conservatives shill for it. Jack Pozabiec, Freedom phone discount here with promo code PAZO. That's only funny once you read it aloud. Get your Freedom phone, guys, with promo code PAUSED. I want my Freedom phone at a discount with promo code PAUSED. Laura Southern, Freedom phone just dropped with the very first free speech-based operating system in completely uncensored app store. So I guess they changed out the Google App Store with like one that anyone can download on their phone, for free. Use code Southern for $50 off. Amazing work, Eric Finman. Candace Owens even. I just did a live on Instagram taking everyone through the new Freedom phone, which is now trending. So excited that I partnered with a solution against Apple and Google using an Android fork on an Android operating on an Android phone. Use code Candace for 10% off your new phone. So $50. They all have $50 off. I want to say, by the way, I have previously stated that Candace Owens is like the most attractive black woman. This picture is unflattering as she definitely needs like short hair covering her ears and an angle to hide how broad her nose is, because that is really bad. She's got like a venti look to her. It's a bit uncanny. Ian Miles Chong, the dog, the flash banger of Hoons, says, I've been using Freedom Phone for a few weeks now to check out. It has pretty similar specs to the latest iPhone. I like that it automatically defaults to DuckDuckGo and other free speech apps, and everything's got privacy built in. You can use Stilgray for $50 off. And then Dinesh D'Souza says, this is fantastic. Just what we have been waiting for. Eric is showing us how to break free from the leftist big tech monopoly. Get $50 off for 10% discount by clicking here and using promo code Dinesh at freedomphone.com. What's really funny is that I went to this website, and there's more shilling, by the way. Oh, Mike Thurnovitz says, Freedom Phone. Oh, let's watch this awful ad.
Name one time in history where the people who banned books, media, and opinions were the good guys. Hi, I'm Eric. I'm the world's youngest Bitcoin millionaire. I made it in Silicon Valley, and I've accomplished a lot in my life already. But now, I'm leaving big tech to fight for free speech. Because the big tech overlords are violating your privacy, censoring your speech, and I think that's so wrong. That's why I created the Freedom Phone and its uncensorable app store. Everyone is complaining about big tech censorship, but no one is doing anything about it. They say, build your own phone. So I did. Freedom Phone.
Nobody says that. I've never heard anyone say build your own phone, ever.
Truly is the best phone in the world. It does everything your current phone does, except censor you and spy on you. With the Freedom Phone, your freedom of speech is our #1 priority. That's why we built our own app store that is completely
the Patriot App Store. Oh my god. Oh my god, there is nothing you can't sell to old people who voted for Trump. Like, for real. Just call it the Patriot freedom of speech, whatever the f, and they'll buy it.
Uncensored. If an app you love has been banned from the mainstream app stores, you can still download it on ours because we don't ban apps, period. And we've developed the first operating system based on your free speech. There's no app tracking, no keyboard tracking, and no location tracking. Because I believe in your security.
That's bullshit, by the way. If he's saying that there's no location tracking, he's full of shit. And by the way, it's very helpful to have it as an option for certain apps in case you actually want to use it. But you can't turn off location tracking. It'll even tell you when you like put the setting on your phone that you can't turn off 911 location tracking because it's not a phone feature. They use 911 location tracking by bouncing your signal off the things, the radio towers. They know where you're at all the time, regardless of if you want them to, if your phone is on. So saying that it doesn't have location tracking is just bullshit. It doesn't have very precise location tracking that apps can use, and maybe that's a bad thing sometimes because you might actually want it, but it definitely has location tracking, whether you want it to or not.
How do we ensure you're being protected? Say hello to Trust. Trust is our privacy guard. It's designed to warn you whenever an app or a website is tracking you and gives you the option to stop it. Your data, your rules. That's our motto. The Freedom Phone is comparable to the best smartphones on the market. It has an edge-to-edge screen, a super fast processor, and multiple cameras. And your SIM card transfers into the Freedom Phone seamlessly. Big tech companies hold a monopoly on public communication and the dissemination of information, and they are abusing that power. Nobody elected Mark or Jack to be the arbiters of truth in America, yet they still thought it was okay to ban a sitting president from
That has nothing to do with his bullshit. This is so dumb.
Their platforms. If they censor a president, they will censor anyone. Imagine if Mark Zuckerberg censored MLK or Abraham Lincoln. The course of history would have been altered forever. Out of all the constitutional amendments, there's a reason why the founding fathers made the right to free speech the very first.
They didn't. Well, I mean, that's constitutional amendment. That's from the Bill of Rights. That has nothing to do with the Constitution.
I believe you have a voice that deserves to be heard without being censored. Protect yourself from big tech censorship. Let your voice be heard. Live free with the Freedom Phone.
What can I sell? You guys need to buy the Freedom Coin, because in the Constitution it says that no state shall make or pay debts in any material other than gold and silver. The founders knew that silver was real money, so therefore you should buy my Freedom Coin, and then you can pelt it at Jack from Twitter. Don't do that; it's assault. But you theoretically could. That's another purpose of silver. You can use it, or you can pelt people with it, like if you're going to stone them to death, like an Arab. Actually, I want to show you guys the site. It's like freedomphone.com or some shit. Because I was looking at this and I'm thinking like, okay, this is gay bullshit, right? So it has their freedom thing is Rumble, Newsmax, Minds. See, it's like okay. Like okay, Minds I know is working towards the Fediverse, and they secured. I'm really hoping that Minds pulls through because they're working towards the Fediverse. They've secured investor funding to get to the Fediverse. They've contacted me asking for people I know who work on the Fediverse so that they can help get ActivityPub on Minds. I'm really hoping that Minds will pull through and get on the Fediverse. But until then, it's still just a centralized service. So Minds is better than nothing. But I was thinking, like, okay, what does this phone have, like, in terms of apps that actually helps with, like, freedom of speech? And I was hoping for a real Fediverse app, but I guess the Minds app is pretty close, though it's not materialized yet. What I really like about this is you have this nice little, like, website, right? And then you go to the source code, and it's just on Shopify. It's just on Shopify. So it's not like some super hyper decentralized. Oh, we're living like in the bunker, man. We're fighting big tech from the trenches, man. Like no, you're just on Shopify. Nobody's censoring this phone at all. Whatever. What do I know? I'm not making tons of money by selling phones to boomers, so I wish this guy the best. I hope this Bitcoin millionaire. You know, there's another. I don't want to like say who it is, but there's another guy I'm dealing with right now who's like a Bitcoin millionaire, and he's like 10 years. He's like 22, 23 or something, and he's like in the alt tech sphere, and he's like a freedom fighter. I'm fighting for free speech, guys. And he made his money through Bitcoin, and he's like Asian. He's like Chinese, and he's like the biggest like used car salesman I've ever heard. Like I talked to him. I said like I guess I just got kicked off of DreamHost, and I'm concerned about Cloudflare. And, you know, I want to talk to you about the other, like, options that I have. And he tries to, like, sell me all this shit. And he's asking, like, how much money are you paying for this? I'll give you this for the same amount of money per month. And it's like, bro, come on. I don't know you. I don't want to give you all my shit. And he's, like, trying to upsell me and like, all this shit for, like, hundreds of dollars a month. And it's like, bro, I don't even know you. And I wanted one thing, which is very cheap. And you're insisting on, like, hundreds of dollars a month. It's a nuisance, and it's a very Chinese thing. And the way he talks, there's one thing I've learned, by the way, from living in Australia. It's that young Chinese people talk to you in resume speak. They use words like blockchain and CDN and distributed and federated and all this other shit. They just like spew resume speak at you, and they got like this haircut where they look like a fascist, like Hitler Youth, but they're Asian. And then they just like start like word salading you with like, you need to spend, you know, if you give me like $500 a month, I can get you like a defederated, decentralized, dark net, cloud VPN, totally backed up, redundant, KVM. And it's like, you're not impressing me. You're 23. You're 23 and you happen to have Bitcoin. You know, maybe we can build up a relationship, but your bullshit is not impressing me, sir.